Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about commitments. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 10th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, Japan Presentations Mastery, and my new book, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni Suru no wa Yamimashou. And all of my books are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is more heto heto, more heto heto, more heto heto, which means I am absolutely exhausted. I'm done in. I am totally knackered. More heto heto, more heto heto, more heto heto, more heto heto. Man, I am totally exhausted. More heto heto, more heto heto, more heto heto. This is episode number 495. Today we are talking about the 12 Commitments Method. Shaun Tomson was a famous South African world champion surfer and the recent guest on Tim Reid's podcast, Small Business, Big Marketing, of which I am a fan. In the show, Shaun was talking about what he called his code concept, based around 12 I will statements. In 15 minutes, we have to come up with 12 statements, each starting with the words I will. The idea is that we have to use our stream of consciousness to get down ideas about what we need to be doing. In Shaun's case, he is getting people to think about things they need to do to improve their lives. But it can also be used for more specific business purposes. I tried it for myself and thought this was a useful idea for strengthening the commitment of the team to hit our goals and targets. I changed the name from Code to Commitment because I wanted a purely business-oriented focus in this methodology. Tim asked Shaun why the number 12. And there was not a particular reason for him to choose 12, but I kept the same format. I think 12 makes sense because it isn't a long laundry list of things that need to be done, which are so numerous people just give up. It also can't be too few either because we have many things to get done and we need some meat on the bone to make it worthwhile doing it at all. By the way, I found the first few were relatively easy to get down, but 12 pushed me a little to go a bit deeper in my thinking. So you may have a revenue target to reach or some similar business goals, and so try it and get your people to spend the 15 minutes to do the exercise. When I think about it, I usually leave the execution component to the team after we have announced their targets. This 12 commitments approach goes a bit more granular and starts addressing which concrete actions they are going to take to get there. As I mentioned, the first commitments flow easily without too much thought, but the last half create a bit of tension to come up with things beyond the obvious. The 15-minute time limit cuts down on the procrastination perfectionism, which can so often become initiatives as we overthink them or make them so complex they never get done. The 15 minutes is enough time without being too much time. I did this exercise with the sales consultants, and once everybody has their commitments, it is important to publicly announce them in front of each other. Get your people to stand up one at a time and read them out. There's a level of super buddy system here as we all become witnesses to each other's commitments. As the boss, it is also revealing to see what quality level of commitment people can come up with. Do they have a clear focus on what they need to achieve? How well have they absorbed the culture of the organisation? How clearly do they understand the hinge points in their work which will make a difference to getting the outcomes we need? In some cases, listening to these reports, we may flag we need to do some additional coaching with some people. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 3rd of February, we're doing the time-spaced 12-week Dale Carnegie course. On the 13th of February, we're doing the same Dale Carnegie course but over 3 days in the immersion version. On the 25th of February, we're doing the same Dale Carnegie course again, but this time in English. On the 30th of January, we'll be doing high impact presentations, excellent program. And we'll do it again on the 27th of February, this time in English. On the 13th of February, we'll be doing the Leadership Training for Managers course, which will repeat again on the 18th of May. Excellent training program for leaders. On the 14th of February and then later on the 9th of June, we'll be doing our Winning with Relationship Selling program. This is our main sales training program. Excellent course. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. In this regard, I also ask everyone to send me their commitments. Listening to a bunch of people going through their commitments one after another becomes hard to remember all of the detail. I will make the time and go through these with them one by one to see where I can coach them further and also increase their resolve to actually do what they have said they would do. I also plan to publish each person's commitments internally so that the whole team can be a witness to what has been committed. I may even get them into some printed format and hand them back to the team to keep in front of them as they do their work. Having physical reminders of intellectual aspirations is always a good combination. I don't think in a business context we can just go through this exercise and leave it there. These 12 items make a good base for the weekly catch-up meetings between the boss and the staff to see how they are progressing. By keeping the interest alive, they feel some pressure to actually implement what they have said was important in their work. This could just as easily be a temporary boss fad, a passing interest with no great importance. We don't want that. The commitments can also be useful milestones for the formal reviews of staff performance. They had their targets previously, and now they have their action items to report on as well. Anything I can do to get my team more focused and committed to achieving the outcomes we've set for the business is very attractive for me. Shaun's comments in the interview mention that there are tens of thousands of people around the world who've gone through this exercise, achieving good results. That sounds pretty good to me. So let's see how far and fast we can drive this approach. Thank you for joining the Leadership Found series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.